Hi, my name is Solo P1 and we have a 5-time world champion. At 33 years of age, Lewis Hamilton is a 5-time world champion. Wow, that is amazing. What an amazing feat, not just by a British driver, by any driver. Any driver. Whatever driver you are, if you're a NASCAR driver, Indy 500, GT, Le Mans, whatever, 5-time world champion is a big feat and it is an amazing achievement from Lewis Hamilton. And all I can say is, all I can do is clap, clap. What an achievement. He's done it. He's equaled Faggiol's record of 5 world titles. There's only one left now. There's only one guy standing in his way from achieving the biggest feat of them all, and that is Michael Schumacher. Can he do it at 33 years of age? Well, Michael Schumacher won his 5th world title at 33 years of age, and that was some feat in itself. But now the drivers are a lot fitter than they used to be. Obviously, the nutrition is a lot better as well. The drivers are definitely a lot fitter. I know Michael Schumacher was a fit guy, healthy guy, didn't drink or smoke really. He didn't smoke and all that. But these drivers now, this generation, obviously like every generation they get faster, they get fitter, the nutrition's a lot better. They drive a lot longer. But these guys today, Lewis Hamilton is a 5-time world champ. Yes, he's done it. He done it in Mexico. He couldn't do it in Texas, but he made sure he done it in Mexico. Well, he didn't get the win on the day. Max Verstappen got the win, but Lewis Hamilton done enough. He got 4th place. He done enough to be crowned world champion. Look, you got this guy from Stevenage. Came on the scene. His dad worked hard. His dad even worked 5-6 jobs. He did just to get Hamilton, just to get his son, his baby boy, to achieve his dream. This guy, he didn't come from a privileged background. He was living in a 1-bedroom council flat with his family and his dad. Never had nothing big. Weren't born with a silver spoon like a lot of these drivers like Nico Rosberg and Kevin Magnussen, Damon Hill. All these guys were born with a silver spoon. Their fathers were drivers, so it just passed on to them. So it was suspected for them to be the champion, to be a Formula 1 driver. It wasn't in Lewis Hamilton's path. He weren't meant to be a driver. It's his dad what works his arse off, 5-6 jobs a day. His dad worked 12-hour shifts just to get his son ahead of the game. And look at him now. His dad must be looking at him now. I know, obviously, he's been proud of him for years. Just when he got into F1, won the first world title in 2008 with McLaren. He looked at Lewis. He looked at his son. He was proud of his son anyway. But there's no way did Lewis Hamilton ever thought in his head. Actually, he probably did. I don't know, but his dad didn't think, right, I'm going to get him in Formula 1 and he's going to be a 5-time world champion. No. And now he has achieved that milestone. There's only 3 racers in history has ever achieved the 5 world titles, and that's Schumacher. Obviously, he's got 7. Faggiol 5, and now Lewis Hamilton, 5-time world champ. Oh, that sounds so sweet. And the season's not even over yet. We've still got the Constructors title. The Constructors title is still up for grabs. I think at the moment now that, I think, let's have a look. The points, I think there's about 12 points between them. 5, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. There's 55 points between him in the constructors titles. Mercedes is on 585 and Ferrari is on 530. So there's 55 points between them. So they've basically got that wrapped up as well. I think they've just got to finish, I think, about 12 points ahead of Ferrari in Brazil just to clinch the constructors title. But come on, 5-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. At the beginning of the season, we had his ups and downs. Really started in Australia when they done that the bad pitting, when they pit Hamilton wrong and Hamilton come out and he was front of Vettel, and and then they had the double DNF in Austria. Hamilton, the reliability issues wasn't there at the beginning. They had his the strategy at the beginning wasn't there either. That cost them a lot as well. But look at that, man. Look at the pictures I got there in the background. Look, he got there when he was with Mercedes, when he became the first black Formula One champion. Never mind being British, first black world champion. And like I said before, it wasn't in his DNA to win it. It wasn't in his DNA to be a Formula One driver. He wasn't born with a silver spoon. He come from a working class family. His dad worked his butt off for Lewis Hamilton to achieve his dream. And now he's a 5-time world champion. Great. And in my opinion, I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm not saying I'm an F1 expert. I'm just a fan. I'm a fan. I've got my YouTube channel and I like to express my opinion on my YouTube channel. But in my opinion, Lewis Hamilton can achieve that 7-time world champion if he wants. If he wants to, like he said, he got interviewed today at the end on Sky, and he says he wants to stay focused. As long as he stays focused, stays healthy, why not? He didn't say why not, but he says, I'm going to be there. He says this year was the best he's ever drove. Ever since he's been in Formula One, this is his best season ever. But he said there's still room to improve. That's what he said. That means he's implying that he's still there. He's not just going to have his 5 championships and think, right, I've done what I need to do in this business. I'll ride out my 2-year contract and I'll dust. No, he's there. He wants that 7-time world champion, and he's only about 21 races from the race win record as well, and that's definitely achievable. So you never know when he leaves Formula One, when he goes off into the sunset, when he finally bows down. After his contract, I don't know if he's going to have an extension at the end of his 2 years. I don't know. Depends how he goes in his races in the next couple of years. But you never know. When he finishes Formula One and finally bows out of this sport, he might finish up with 100 poles. He might be a 7, maybe 8-time world champion. And he will have the race win record as well. The race win record. Obviously, if he becomes a 7-time world champion, he'll have that race win record as well. So you never know what's going to happen. But that's what we could be looking at. That 5 there could be turned to 7, maybe 8. So, when I saw him at that interview, I watched him on Sky. I watched it a couple of times, that interview. And he doesn't look like he's going anywhere. He looks like he's ready. He's getting ready for next year. He said that he's got such a good relationship with his technical director. A bit like when Schumacher was at Ferrari and he had that relationship with Ferrari, that kind of family-orientated relationship where everyone's like a team and they just fit like a glove. Hamilton's got that same relationship with Mercedes, and that's dangerous for the rest of the drivers. I know maybe Red Bull's going to do good next year. I'm hearing a lot of stories from these biased commentary on Sky Sports, Paul di Resta especially. That's another Paul di Resta. He couldn't even give the guy credit. He just won 5-time world champion. And what's the first thing that come out of his mouth? The first thing what come out of Paul di Resta's mouth, the first thing, you know what he says? oh, I can't believe that Hamilton finished nearly a lap behind Max Verstappen. That's not really good, is it? That's the first thing what come out of his mouth. I'll say it again. Paul de Resta said, I can't believe that Lewis Hamilton finished nearly a lap behind Max Verstappen. He can't believe that he finished nearly a lap behind. Who cares? He's a 5-time world champion. He was just playing it safe. He just wanted to make sure that he finished in the top 7. And because Vettel was in, I think, Vettel finished second place, he had to finish in the top 10. So he was just playing it safe. He didn't want to run the car. He was complaining for the whole of the race that the car was vibrating. He probably thought the wing was going to fall off. He probably thought the bonnet was going to fall off. He probably thought the wheel was going to fall off. He says he weren't under pressure, but he was under pressure, Lewis Hamilton. He was under pressure. He was shitting himself. He just wanted to get over that finish line and then get it confirmed that he's a 5-time world champion. I'm sorry that I'm constantly saying 5-time world champion, but it's brilliant. He's a 5-time world champion. And that's it. All the Lewis Hamilton haters out there, it don't matter if you hate him, it don't matter. It only makes him stronger anyway. If you put this guy down, you start saying, oh, Lewis Hamilton, I don't like the guy, whatever. Yeah, it's only going to make him stronger. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. He said it many times on TV. Oh, there's a lot of negative energy behind me. There's a lot of people who don't like me. But what they should do, they should just concentrate on themselves and don't watch me. Because all it does, the negative energy just makes him stronger. He said it plenty of times on his Twitter feed. He said it on Facebook. He says it on YouTube. He says it on Sky. Everywhere he goes. The guy's not going anywhere. The guy's 33 years of age, but he's a very young 33 years of age. 33 is not old. Not really. He's in his prime now, so he's got a couple more years on the top, maybe a bit more. But he ain't going anywhere. You know he's thinking about that Michael Schumacher record. Race win and world champ record. The race win, if he gets that, that's what a milestone. Who would ever think that a driver would ever win 91 races in a career? But he's coming up to that. He's only about 20 away. 20 away now. Even Nico Rosberg said on his YouTube video today, Nico Rosberg, he was talking about Lewis Hamilton. He's saying, look, he's only 20 races away from claiming the 91 race record of Schumacher. He actually said Schuma. That's what Rosberg calls Schumacher, Schumi. And he says, who would ever thought that he could probably equally 7-time world championship record? And he said, he's there for the taking. Damon Hill said it, it's there for the taking. All these experts are coming out and saying, even the non-experts are saying it's there for the taking. He could become a 7-time world champion, maybe more. It depends how he's doing after his 2-year contract. Maybe an extension to just get him over the edge to try and get him an 8-time world champion. Mercedes might give him an extra year on top of his 2 years they've gave him and try and become that 8-time world champion. But you know that race win record, that's in the back of his head because he knows he's not far away. That race win record, that could easily be, that he could do that now. He could do it. I just can't believe it that finally it's over. We've got 2 races. Actually, it's not over. There's 2 races to go. Mercedes want to claim that construction. Long as Lewis Hamilton and Bottas finish in the top 4 or 5, then they will retain the construction title. Because Toto, at the end, he was happy and not because obviously he's glad that Lewis Hamilton's won the World Championship. But he said he would have loved to have seen it have a double, you know, have the constructors and the world title like they did last year in Mexico. But it weren't to be. But now we've got 2 weeks off. And that'll give Hamilton a bit time for it to sink in. Get back to the drawing board. Knowing Hamilton and the engineers and that, they'll be back in the drawing board tonight probably. Or probably tomorrow. Getting ready for the next Grand Prix. Because they want that constructor. Because I think that's more important to the team more than anything. He's a constructor titles. So I'm going to go into the review, how it happened. I can't believe it. Lewis Hamilton, world champion. Anyway, enough of that. I'm going to start. It started. We had Ricardo. You know what? Before we get into this, before I start and get into the review, Ricardo. You know, I thought yesterday when he got pole, he's P1 starting in front of the grid. I said before the race, I said, listen, my perfect race would be if Ricciardo wins a race and Lewis Hamilton wins the championship. That's all I ever wanted. I thought Hamilton wins the championship and Ricciardo wins the race. And at the beginning, as it started at the beginning, I'm going to get into the review right now. But before I start getting to the review, it's a shame for Ricciardo. This guy, I know I've said it so many times on my video, many a times, but this guy has got the worst luck in the world in F1. I thought Alonso's was bad, but you know, Ricciardo is. I really feel for him. You know, I thought maybe this was his time to get it. He's gonna get the race when he got a good pole. Maybe he was saving something for the race, like he said he was gonna. He said he didn't want to get too overexcited after qualifying. He wants to save a bit of that energy for the race. I thought this is his time. He's got the P1. The only thing I was fearing is if he got a dodgy start, and because the straight is so long on the first straight in Mexico, that he was going to get caught or he was going to have a bad start. And that's how it started. You had Max Verstappen, you had number 2, you had P1. For the front grid, you had Ricciardo first, Max Verstappen 2, behind him you had Vettel and Hamilton. And when it started, the race, lights out of the way we go, when it started, boom, Hamilton had the best start I've seen him all season. Pulled it out of nowhere, Hamilton. He was in third place, but he come out of nowhere, went darted straight through the middle, and he was in front at one time. Hamilton was in front. Ricciardo had a bad start. He had a bad start. Vettel passed him. About a couple of cars past Ricciardo. Went a couple of cars, but 3 cars passed him. He didn't even get to Max passed him, Hamilton passed him, and Vettel passed him. And he didn't have the good start. I think he wheel spinned his car at the beginning. So that was him out of the race at the beginning. Hamilton went straight out the blocks. He was in front. Max Verstappen was on the side of him. I think, actually, I know Hamilton could have passed him on the first corner, because the first corner was tight. He was thinking, you know what? I'll let Max pass. I don't need to be in front. I know my position. I know my role. I'm just going to finish in the top 7. Then I'll become the world champ. He didn't want to try and take on Max Verstappen. I know he probably could have, but he didn't want to take that chance because he knows what Max is like. He's a reckless renegade, and it's evident. Look at his history, Max Verstappen. If he would have clipped Max Verstappen, that would have been out the race, and then that would have gave Vettel more confidence to come back and try and have a little smidgen of a chance to try and win the world championship. But Hamilton, as experienced as he is, his experience. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to let him pass and I'll take second. And that's what he did. Lap 2, that's all what happened. Lap 2, Ocon and Hartley pitted because Ocon's wing broke off, right? And they came out the pits, everything was fine. But there was something hanging off, I think it was Hartley's car. But they carried on. There was no virtual safety car. So as the race was going on, lap 5, a virtual safety car come out because the back of Ocon's wing, right, hit. Basically, Alonso was trying to get past, and Ocon's back of his wing hit Alonso's car, and he carried on again for a bit. Ocon, no, Alonso carried on because he thought, yeah, it's okay, but at lap 5, he departed because he hit Ocon's wing, Alonso, and then he kind of messed up his car, and he had to stop, and he was out of the race. So Alonso departed from the race at lap 5, and so his chance of trying to be the I think the record's held by I forgot his name, Ruben Barrichello. I think it's Ruben Barrichello, who used to race for Ferrari. He's got the record for the most races in F1. Alonso was trying to achieve that, but because the last Grand Prix he departed from the race. I think it was on lap 11. This race he departed from on lap 5. There's no chance he's going to break that unless he goes and wins that the third championship he wants, gets a triple crown, and then 2020 he comes back for maybe 1 or 2 seasons to try and complete that feat, becoming the only driver to win to compete in so many races. The record at the moment is held by Ruben Barrichello, but it was a shame for Alonso. Another guy who's got bad luck. It was a shame for Alonso. He left. He come out the race lap 5, and he just got on the back of someone's bike, one of the stewards' bikes, moped, and just drove off. And I just felt sorry for him. I just thought, please, Alonso, I just want to finish a race, bit like Ricardo. I just want you to finish a race. Just finish a race without getting hit or car. It weren't even reliability issues. He just got hit. Just like last time in Texas, someone hit him as well. I think it was Ocon, one of them hit him. But this time, he's out again. So that was Alonso out the race. It was a shame. Lap 12, Mercedes double stacked. The double pitted. Hamilton came in, Bottas come on. Both come on the super soft tyres. That was a strategy that Mercedes was going for. It worked for a bit. But the double stacked. Yeah. First time I saw that in a while, but 2 Mercedes car pitted at the same time. But they pitted at the same time. They came in. Lap 14, Max Verstappen pitted. He came out. He put on the super soft tyres as well, Max Verstappen. And then you had because I think at the beginning, I think that Mercedes was going for one pit strategy, but I think at the end, they ended up pitting twice. I think they did. Because the tyres, the tyre management for Mercedes and Ferrari is terrible, especially for Mercedes. The Mercedes tyres there, because it was higher, because where it is, it's in Mexico. Mercedes never really do good there. It's the way their car's designed. Red Bull's got a lot of downforce on the car, so and they got the smallest car on the grid as well. That's where the way their aerodynamics is on the car. It's perfect for this track. So Red Bull can afford probably to pit once and they're fine. But with Mercedes car is the bigger car, one of the biggest cars on the grid, and it's the way their car's set up. Just like their car's never good at Monaco, but this different in Mexico. It's high altitude, so the tires, the weight of their car as well. Tire management is not really good. So after about 15 laps, the tires were blistering. So for Mercedes, really, it was all about tyre management and just staying in the race and trying to get track position so that they could finish in the top 7 or at the end, the top 12, because Vettel finished second. Long as they could finish within the points, they would win the world title, which he did with Lewis Hamilton. But that's all it was really for Mercedes, tyre management. Ricardo, then lap 17, turn 1. No, lap 14, Max pitted. So Max was in front. He was like 10, 12. By these points, he was about 12 seconds ahead. And Max had an easy time today. Come out, put it this way, Lewis Hamilton wasn't even trying to chase Max, really. Even if he would have tried to chase him, obviously he would have burnt his tyres out more. And like I said before, with the way the car set up Mercedes, they couldn't have caught him today. Lewis Hamilton said that yesterday, that if the Red Bulls get ahead, there's no way they're going to catch him. Not in Mexico. If it was somewhere like Spa, Silverstone, or the majority of tracks on the Formula 1 calendar, obviously Mercedes would win. But because of this track, it's the way the track's set up. It's perfect for Red Bull. So you had lap 18, Vettel and Kimi pitted. No. You had lap 17. Lap 17. Kimi inside line. This was a good one, what stood up for me. Lap 17, turn 1, past Kimi, inside line. Ricardo past Kimi. And it was safe. No accidents. Not like if Vettel was there. If Vettel was were in Kimi's position and Ricardo was trying to pass Vettel, there would have been a crash. Vettel would have tried and fight for the line, ended up taking one of them out. But Kimi was safe. Kimi even that turned out and he was safe. He kind of moved over from him, he was safe. Bit like, it was Hamilton as well. Hamilton passed Kimi as well. I think it was lap 17. He passed him. Yeah, and Hamilton passed Kimi, and it was a good pass. Nice pass to come out. Kimi just let him go and said, yeah, it's your line, you can have it. All said and done. Because, Kimi's like that. He's a safe driver. He doesn't take he takes chances, but he knows he's fair. He's fair. A bit like Alonso, really. I remember Alonso last year in Mexican Grand Prix. Oh yeah, the Mexican Grand Prix, and Alonso with Hamilton was having their little battle when Hamilton was at the back and he was trying to fight his way through the pack to try and win the world title. Then Alonso and Hamilton had their little battles, but at the end of the day, Alonso, the professional he's, like Kimi, when he sees he ain't going to pass him, he's going to see the gap, he's going to let him go, because that's what good drivers do. And that's it, yeah. Lap 18, Vettel and Kimi pit, like I said. Lap 13, Sainz, out of nowhere, Carlos Sainz, his car just locked up and stopped working. Carlos Sainz, it was a steering failure. That's what the commentators were saying on there. It looked like a steering failure, and that brought out a virtual safety car just because where it was positioned on the track. It was off the track, but where it was positioned, because Mexico's got a lot of corners, they had to bring out the virtual safety car, and that was the end of Carlos Sainz's race. Then you had lap 34. Vettel passed Ricciardo. Vettel was trying for about six or seven, no, maybe 6 to 10 laps. I'd say about 9 laps he was trying to pass him. He was, and then he finally passed Ricciardo. Vettel at lap 34 passed Ricciardo, and then and passed Perez as well. Well, Perez was like he was the overlap Perez. So basically, when he passed Ricciardo, he passed Perez as well. Lap 39, Vettel passed Hamilton. Hamilton never defended; his tyres were worn out. But when he passed Hamilton, Hamilton wasn't really not. It wasn't really putting up a fight. You could see he just said, "Go on, just pass." Basically, he wasn't going to try and fight with Vettel. Vettel had the fresher tyres. Hamilton's tyres were shot again. Like I said, the tyre management for Mercedes today was poor. So that was it. That was Vettel, went past Hamilton. Wasn't really surprised the way Mercedes was looking after their tyres today. And like I said, the altitude, the way it was in Mexico, was not good on. And because of the weight of Mercedes' car, wasn't really good for Mercedes. So we had lap 31. Debris was flying off Ocon's car all over the place. They never brought out a virtual safety car. Nothing. It didn't look safe, the way that debris could have just flicked up. If the car would have went past, flicked up and just went in someone's helmet, or it could have caused a lot of damage. Nothing about it. No safety car, no warning, no nothing. And now Perez, lap 41 as well, Perez. What a shame. He's in his hometown of Mexico. Home country. The guy just wants to do well in front of his people. Just like when Hamilton goes to Silverstone in England, he wants to do well there in front of his own people. You got like Vettel when he goes to Germany, he wants to do well in front of his own people. Just like Ocon, when he goes to France, he wants to do well in front of his own people. But you could see with Perez, people call him Checo. I call him Perez. Perez is one of these guys. He's very, very passionate about his country. It's like when he goes to Mexico, on his Grand Prix, when he goes to Mexico, it's a big thing for him, it's a big thing. Just like any other driver, but with Perez, it looks like he really, 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 it means a lot to him in his heart, the way he talks about it when he gets interviewed. It comes across a kind of guy, when he goes, it's like a big, big deal for him, So it should be. Mexico's a lovely country. Perez is a brilliant driver. He's driving for a good team, Force India, which I could see next year. He's going to definitely improve on the position where they are now. I think Force India are in 7th place. And you remember when they had to change owners halfway through the season, they took all the points off them, but they're still up in 4th place. Now they're still up in 7th place. And next year I could see him finishing the top 5. Definitely, 5th place maybe, Force India for next year. But he had to retire Perez in front of his home crowd. He went back to the garage, took off his helmet, took his stuff off, and then he came back out, I think, just to greet the crowd and, just to show his respect. And just basically say, I'm sorry that what happened. And then lap 47, Ricciardo was about to, well, he did pass Hamilton, but Hamilton locked up. Ricciardo passes him. I thought at this point that Lewis Hamilton was going to hit the barrier because they were bombing down that line, yeah, both of them, right? You got DRS and Ricciardo, and Lewis Hamilton locked up, car started wobbling, he went onto the grass, and he just missed the wall just by an inch. And I thought he's going to hit that wall. Please don't hit that wall. Please don't hit the wall. You're nearly there. Not long to go. You're going to be a champion again. Not long to go. Don't hit the wall. And what was funny, what was very, very funny, straight after that, soon as, well, it wasn't really funny, but soon as Hamilton, Ricciardo passed him, lap 48, Vettel pits. And no, Hamilton pits because he burnt his tyres out by locking up. Hamilton comes into the pits again. So he was on a 2. It was originally it was supposed to be a 1-stop strategy. He was on 2. So he came into the pits. And soon as Hamilton pitted, straight after, just before Hamilton pitted, because Vettel knew he locked up, and Vettel knew that Hamilton was going to pit. He knew. So what happened? Vettel pit first. It's very clever. I don't blame him, but Vettel pitted first before Hamilton just to get that edge on Hamilton so he could stay ahead of Hamilton. Even though deep down Vettel knew he was going to lose. He was going to lose the title, but he still gave him that little hope. Like Vettel says, it's never over till it's over. And I do believe that sometimes. But Vettel hits the pits, then Hamilton pits straight after because obviously he burnt his tyres because Vettel passed him. And what was funny as well, on the lap after, Bottas, Kimi Räikkönen was chasing down Bottas for at least 15 laps. And in the same position, the same sector, the same line, the same position, everything down to a T. Kimi got the DRS on Bottas in the same position where Ricciardo got the DRS on Hamilton when Hamilton locked up, right? And like I said, when Hamilton locked up, he burnt his tyres. But Vettel knew on the radio must have told him, said, look, Hamilton just locked on his tyres, coming to the pits now. So like I said, Vettel goes into the pits, and then Hamilton pitted straight after because he burnt his tyres, because of that pass that Ricciardo passed him, because he burnt his tyres, Hamilton. But what I'm saying is, in that same position, that same place, the same line, the same sector, the same everything, where Hamilton locked up, Bottas locked up as well, exactly the same position. Kimi got the DRS on him. Bottas tried to go for the line, locked up, burnt his tyres, and Bottas went onto the grass just like Hamilton, missed the wall just by an inch, just like Hamilton, exactly the same. And then after Bottas is pitted, I thought that was amazing. I'd have thought the same position, same car, they've locked up in the same place, everything, just down to a T. He couldn't have written it better. So, that was Bottas into the pits. Lap 62, Ricciardo retires. It was a shame. He was going so well. Maybe he wasn't going to win the race the way the race was going on lap 62, but he definitely could have got a podium. It's a shame. He's only got 2 races left to go. He's got Brazil, 2 weeks' time. Then he's got Abu Dhabi. There's his last chance. That's his last chance. His 2 last chances with Red Bull are getting on the podium. I thought the Mexican Grand Prix was his time. But again, reliability issues. And it goes back to the point that I've been saying all year. Why is his car, since he announced that he was leaving Red Bull after the summer break, he's been having reliability issues? I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. It's my opinion. I don't care what anybody says. It seems like Max Verstappen's getting all the VIP treatment. Probably getting all the brand new engines, all the brand new turbo, what goes in the back of the car. And it seems like the stuff that Ricciardo's getting in his car is all shit. Because why is Ricciardo's car always breaking down? Why? Why is it? Max Verstappen's is not what Ricciardo's is. And it seems like someone's fucking his car. Ever since the time where he announced that he was leaving Red Bull. Just before he announced us to the public. Obviously, they must have knew after Monaco. But it's the way he left. He goes to Renault. Red Bull thought he was going to sign him again, but he goes to Renault for some sort of reason. Maybe it's because he knew that Red Bull would keep offering Alonso contract after contract, and Alonso kept turning down. Maybe Daniel Ricciardo found out. Maybe Alonso told him. I don't know. Maybe Alonso told him and says, look, he's offering me this contract. They're offering me this contract all the time. I just thought I'd let you know. Maybe that's what Daniel Ricciardo made up his decision to leave Red Bull. But that's his decision. You can't fuck up the guy's season because he decided to go to another team. And in my opinion, that's what Red Bull are doing. It seems like Max Verstappen's got the VIP treatment and Daniel Ricciardo isn't. And now Daniel Ricciardo getting at lap 62. Ricciardo retires. Engine failure. Again, brings out the safety car. Virtual safety car. Bottas pits at lap 64. Comes out. Nothing after that. And Hamilton, it was just keeping position. Bottas was behind him. And that's how it finished. Max Verstappen. Hold on, let's get my mouse there. Max Verstappen gets the win. Congratulations to him. He ended up winning the race. It was his to lose, really. Come on, to be fair, from the beginning. I don't think Lewis Hamilton actually cared about winning. I think Lewis Hamilton cared about being safe and cared about leaving 5-time world champion, which he did. So I'm going to end up doing how it finished. Yeah, Max Verstappen in first. Sebastian Vettel second. Hold on. Max Verstappen second. Third, Kimi Räikkönen. Another podium for Kimi. Fourth place, Lewis Hamilton. And 5th place, Valtteri Bottas. 6th place, Nico Hülkenberg. 7th place, Charles Leclerc. Stoffel Vandoorne. And in 8th place, 9th place, Marcus Ericsson. 10th place, Pierre Gasly. 11th place, Esteban Ocon. 12th place, Lance Stroll. And there we go. We've got Charles Leclerc, Stoffel Vandoorne at 8th. 9th place, Marcus Ericsson. 10th place, Pierre Gasly. 11th place, Esteban Ocon. 12th place, Lance Stroll. 13th place, Sergio Sorokin. 14th place, Brendan Hartley. 15th place, Kelly Magnussen. 16th place, Romain Grosjean. And the DNFs didn't finish, Daniel Ricciardo, engine failure. Sergio Perez. And Carlos Sainz and Fernando Alonso, again, not finishing DNFs. So all them DNFs. And now, Lewis Hamilton is a 5-time world champion. And Lewis Hamilton finished with 358 points. So Ferrari, 294 points. Third place, Kimi Räikkönen still there, 236, and Valtteri Bottas can still finish in third place behind Kimi. So really, it's a battle for third, really. Max Verstappen 216, 20, maybe Max Verstappen could be in there. You got Max Verstappen, Kimi Räikkönen, Kimi Räikkönen, Valtteri Bottas, and Max Verstappen fighting for third place. Sixth place, you got Daniel Ricciardo, 146 points. Nico Hülkenberg in 7th place with 69 points. And you got Sergio Perez in 8th place on 57 points. And then you got Kevin Magnussen on 53 points. And then you got 10th place, you got Fernando Alonso on 50 points. And 11th place, Esteban Ocon in 49 points. And then you got 12, Carlos Sainz, 45 points. And then you got 30 Romain Grosjean and 31 points. And then you got 29 points. You got Pierre Gasly, 14 points. And then in 15th place, Charles Leclerc, 27 points. I'll tell you something now. Charles Leclerc, he's not going to be there next year. He's not going to be in 15th place next year. I'll tell you that now. When he gets in that scarlet red Ferrari next year and he's going to pad it up with Vettel, he's definitely not going to be in that position next year. I'll tell you something now. He's going to be in the top 5 at least. Stoffel Vandoorne 16 in 12. We've got 12 points, and 17th Marcus Ericsson 9 points, and then you got Lance Stroll. Hold on, this mouse. Hold on. Got this on. Sorry. You got Lance Stroll in 18th on 6 points. And then you got 4 points, Brendan Hartley, 90, and then you got Sergio Sirotkin with still only 1 point for Williams. So that's how it goes. That's how it finished. Lewis Hamilton, 5-time world champion. And I know I got some audio here. Obviously, if you watch my videos, I can't show you no audio. I mean, I can't show you no video because of copyright. So, but I can show you the highlights. It's 6 minutes long. You can listen to it, and I'll take you through it if I can. Highlights of the Mexican Grand Prix.
Hamilton can be on top of the world today. It's lights out, and away we go. And Hamilton makes an incredible start from third on the grid. He's already ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, and he's now going wheel to wheel with Max Verstappen. Sebastian Vettel alongside Ricciardo. Hulkenberg and Sainz scrapping it out. Verstappen on the inside leads into turn 1 ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Valtteri Bottas alongside Daniel Ricciardo and ahead of Sebastian Vettel.
He let Max go because he didn't want to clash with Max.
Second to lead into turn 1, and there is Fernando Alonso going very wide and contact right at the rear.
And we see Ricciardo getting away slowly there.
Wheel spin Ricciardo.
Saw his opportunity, seized it immediately. Now they're all in the slipstream, and Bottas thinking he's going to get involved as well. So all 6 of them turning up into the braking zone, and Kimi Räikkönen very early on the brakes there. No, sorry, it was Vettel, wasn't it? Very, very early on the brakes. Yeah, Fernando was so unlucky there because he really was. He saw it all unfolding. As ever, he drives with all of his radars switched on. You see Fernando in the first corner, and this is where Bottas he actually was contact there, and then he'll lock his tyre up going into turn 6. We'll see it now from Vettel's perspective. And for once, the Ferrari didn't pirouette with contact on its front tyre.
Oh, look, he's got a bit of front wing from one of the Force Indias, from Esteban Ocon's car. That's where he made the contact the first time around. We get contact again.
No, he actually just he didn't hit anybody. He just was on the receiving end.
Fernando Alonso is out of this race. Well, round that corner, the Ferrari struggling for grip. Verstappen on new tyres has now got the slipstream as well. Pulls out to the right-hand side of Kimi Räikkönen. They are going wheel to wheel here. Max Verstappen and Kimi Räikkönen. Verstappen ahead of Kimi Räikkönen a long way before turn 1. And if he was being held up by Verstappen, by Räikkönen, he wasn't being held up for very long. Hamilton might be going for it with Kimi Räikkönen into turn 1. He is going for it, you know. That's very, very close indeed. But they managed not to come into contact, brilliant. And Hamilton gets the inside line at the exit of that chicane to pass Kimi Räikkönen, who's then passed by Daniel Ricciardo as well. So Räikkönen, during the course of 1 corner, loses 2 places. Hamilton up to 3rd,
Kimi
Ricciardo
loses
to 4th.
2 places, just like that.
So Sebastian Vettel pits, and it's a nice pit stop as well, as Verstappen now crosses the line and retakes the lead of this race.
This is not going to be straightforward to the end of this race, Max. Either 1, 2 stops.
And so you can see the graining, the sort of dull area there.
Carlos Sainz has stopped at turn 13. It's the Renault of Carlos Sainz who might well be out of this race, and we've got a virtual safety car. Sebastian Vettel is right there on the rear wing of the Red Bull once again. He pulls out, as you can see, to the right-hand side. Braking into turn 1 we go. Sebastian Vettel on the inside of Daniel Ricciardo. They come close, but they don't touch.
What a joke, these guys.
Talking about Force India, I think they got in the way.
It means the back markers.
And the Sauber.
Yeah, it means the back markers.
Then at the end,
Lewis
of course,
Hamilton
they got in the way.
racing
And
Sebastian
Vettel
Vettel
passed
at this
Ricardo. I
moment
think
in
Ricardo
time.
was going to try
If
and
they
get back,
tangle,
try and come back
Hamilton
at
needs to
Vettel,
make
but
sure they're both
the black markers
terms
got
of
in
the
the way.
championship.
Bit like with Hamilton
Well,
when
let's see.
Hamilton was
DRS
at
range for Sebastian Vettel.
Singapore.
Look how that Ferrari is gaining. He's going down the inside on Lewis Hamilton, and I
Like
don't
the black
think
markers
that
can be
was
a
a very
good thing.
feisty defence
But
from Lewis
sometimes that
Hamilton.
can be a
Their
bad thing
questions
as well.
answered as Sebastian Vettel moves into second place in this
Hamilton
race.
just let Vettel pass him then.
Yeah, Lewis came over to cover him off, but he realised he got more than enough speed to get through there. And the front wing of that Ferrari flapping around in the turbulent
I know, I
breeze.
thought that wing was going to fall off the wing of Vettel.
That's quite
Flapping
flexible, isn't it?
everywhere.
Yeah, turbulent breeze. I like that.
Yeah.
Something's just broken on the car. They're clearing a space in the Force India garage.
We're just seeing a replay of it now, Ted.
Yeah.
Perez.
Not only did something break
Shame,
on
man.
Perez's car, he nearly took out Kevin Magnussen as well, and not deliberately, of
As
course.
the home hero drives into his garage, nose first.
Perez, Sainz and Alonso, the three Spanish speakers, all out of this race. Here comes Ricciardo this time. He's going to go around the outside. Hamilton locks up and goes deep and off into the runoff area
Hamilton was
and
gonna hit
over
the
the
side.
grass at turn one.
So he went to cover him, left his space down
Laptop.
the outside, and so busy watching the Red Bull. And that's a piece of grass Lewis knows quite well.
Yeah.
Nothing left, guys. His tyres are dead. Copy, Lewis. We're looking at the options.
I thought that the Mercedes should have pitted at the virtual
Bottas
safety car,
does
but they
exactly
never.
what Hamilton does. Brakes
Bottas
deep,
does the same.
brakes late, and locks up.
Exactly the same.
Daniel Ricciardo, the man who's had more
When,
DNFs
Kimi-
than any other driver this
Kimi
season.
passed Bottas, he
7
locked
of
up in
them
the same place.
total.
Bottas
A
as
puff of
Hamilton
smoke
when
there that he
Ricardo
will
will
not want
pass
to see.
Hamilton.
And 7
Both locked up, the
DNFs
two Mercedes
become
cars locked up in
8.
the same place.
So sorry, mate.
Max
Retirement,
Verstappen's
Ricardo
smile
gone.
will be
Over.
beaming in Mexico
Max
this
Verstappen
evening.
winning it.
Verstappen wins the Mexican Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton, the man from Stevenage, has done it once again as he rounds the final corner. It's high fives for Lewis Hamilton, a 5-time champion of the world.
Hey, Lewis, congrats, man. That's how you do it, baby. Just like I taught you. That's how you do it. Just like that. That's how you're supposed to drive.
Well, they've given him permission down at Mercedes to do a few donuts as well.
Beautiful moment here between two great champions.
Victory for Verstappen from Vettel and Kimi Räikkönen. Hamilton 4th, Bottas 5th, Nico Hülkenberg successive.
So that's it. That was it. End of the Mexico Grand Prix. Hamilton winning it. Hamilton not winning it. He won the championship. But he come fourth, finished fourth. Max Verstappen getting the first, second. Sebastian Vettel third. Kimi Räikkönen. And it was nice at the end. Vettel come up to Hamilton was getting, Vettel was getting interviewed by a commentator on Sky. And he said, hold on for a minute, I need to congratulate Lewis Hamilton for winning the championship. And you could see he was really upset. A bit like last year when Hamilton was getting interviewed by the press, and then Hamilton come over and put his arm over Sebastian Vettel, and Vettel it looked like he was crying. He was like, it's understandable. They've been fighting for so many years, and this season was the closest. Vettel did throw it away as well at some point, but Hamilton had DNF as well, had reliability issues. So, but it was a great season, and this season's not over yet. We still got the constructors to fight for. That's the one what Mercedes want the most. That's the one what Toto wants. It's the team effort and the team award. That's what they get money for. That's where they get the money for the sponsors, for the constructors as well. That's the main one for them. But for Hamilton, the 5-time world champion, and that's it. So hopefully, next couple of races, Bottas, he can help out Bottas. Just like Bottas has been helping him out this season. Respect to Bottas. He did help out Hamilton a lot this season. Helped him with winning that title towards the end, especially from Hungary. Since the Hungary Grand Prix. Germany, really, yeah. Germany, since the German Grand Prix, he's been helping Hamilton. But it came more obvious in Hungary when he was holding up Vettel for the entire race for most of the race so Hamilton could get away in first place since Hungary. and you've Hamilton, and plus in the Russia as well, when he just moved over for Hamilton as well. Even when Bottas had the pace to win, and he moved over. Remember that point? Sorry. Remember the points when Toto Wolff pressed the tactic button? Everybody saw it on TV, and that was basically saying to Bottas, move over for Hamilton, and he did his duty. That's what teams do. That's what teammates do. Now Hamilton's the 5-time world champion. He needs to. Hamilton should try and help out Bottas. Should try and win a couple of races at the end of the season, so they can both be. The whole team can be. The constructors champions, and obviously now Lewis Hamilton is a world champion, 5-time world champion. I've said it again, but that's it really. That's my review. And before I go, like I said, I'm a qualifying video. I had my game, Red Dead Redemption 2. I pre-ordered it weeks and weeks ago from Game. The Ultimate Edition comes with a store case exclusively from Game. It was supposed to come on Friday. I was going to do an unboxing. I was going to play it. I was going to stream it on my channel on Twitch on solo_P1. But the game never came. I phoned at Game Friday. Said, oh, it should come tomorrow. Because the post, there's a bit of a delay because the game's popular. I goes, yeah, but that's not my problem. I pre-ordered it. I said to him, I pre-ordered it. He said, don't worry, it's going to be a Saturday. Saturday came. It never came. So what did I do? I phoned up. I went on the chat room. I said, excuse me, what's going on? My game hasn't come. She goes, said the same thing. High demand. Post is a bit late, sorry, but it'll definitely come Monday. So hopefully the game comes Monday. I'll do an unboxing. I'll upload it to my channel, and then I'll stream it. I got a game, the Lego game. I've done some streaming today on my channel. Look out for that on my channel on Twitch, solo_P1. Lego Villains Edition. So you're basically the Lego game, but you're playing as the villains, which I pretty much like, and it's a good game. I streamed today on my channel on Twitch. Like I said, look out for that. And I've done an unboxing, which I've recorded it, but I haven't uploaded. I've done an unboxing of the Lego game. It comes with a steel case, comes with season pass, exclusively to the game box set. It was very nice. It was a nice set that you got. It was the Ultimate Edition. So I'm gonna upload that probably today or tomorrow, and I'll look out for that on my channel as well. So that's it really. Obviously, like I said, I'm a sim racer. I like sim racing. I like playing all games, Forza, Assetto Corsa, iRacing. I'm going to start getting into iRacing. I love Formula 1. I pre-ordered some wheels. I pre-ordered the DD2, which is from Fanatec. The DD2, which I'll be, as soon as that comes, I'm counting the days down now. It's not that far. It's coming out in December, which is just basically December the 6th, so it's basically 6 weeks away. And I can't wait. I cannot wait till I get that. And I'm going to do an unboxing. I'm going to do a review, and I'm going to show on my channel. And I heard there's a PS4 version coming as well. I was going to order the DD1, but I thought to myself, I don't need to order the DD1 because the DD2 is basically the same as the DD1. It does Xbox and PC, but the DD2 is basically the bigger version inside. They both look the same, but the bigger version in torque, in vibration, and force feedback. DD2 is the bigger version of the DD1, and so I thought, no, I'm going to get the DD2, and I'm going to save my money. Instead of getting the DD1, wait for the PS4 version, which is going to come with a Formula 1 wheel replica. I think you're going to have your choice between a Mercedes wheel or a Ferrari or Red Bull, whatever, because the Fanatec now is one of the sponsors for F1. It's a sponsor for their esports. It's basically the sim racing of Formula 1. And Fanatec is the official sponsor for that. So basically, Fanatec are teaming up with PS4 and making a Formula 1 rim, a few Formula 1 rims and a Formula 1 base, which is basically going to be like the DD1, and it's going to be for PS4 and PC. So it makes more sense to get that one instead of getting the DD1, because the DD1 is basically like the DD2 but less force feedback. So that's the one I'll be looking for. Fanatec did say that they're going to be bringing them out this year at the same time as DD2 and all that, so hopefully I can try and pre-order that if it comes through. So I'll be look out for that in the future on my channel. As soon as I get them, I'll upload them, and I'll hit the subscribe button, hit the alert button on the subscription. Hit the alert so anytime I get any new videos upload to your channel, they'll upload to your YouTube channel straight away. So follow me on Instagram, solo_P1. Follow me on Twitter, SoloP1. Follow me on YouTube, SoloP1. Hit the like button, subscribe. You know you can do it. And follow me on Twitch on Solo_P1. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you in 2 weeks' time for the Brazilian Grand Prix, 2018 Brazilian Grand Prix. But this is Solo P1 signing off 2018 F1 Mexican Grand Prix race day review. And all I can say before I go, Lewis Hamilton, 5-time world champion.